Is this buzzing? Am I crazy? No?
Work on it.
Work on it. Work on it.
Yes, you're in the red star. If at all possible, and I'm a little bit curious as to what encouraged you all to get into voice acting.
What encouraged us to get into voice acting? I'll start with that one. I was in theater school in Toronto, and I wanted to be an actor. Had to be an actor. There was nothing else I could do in life but act. That's all there is to it. And of course, my parents, I don't know, I shouldn't say of course. My parents were actually very, very good about it, which is strange. I go, what are you doing? My kid says that, I'd be like, no, don't do it, don't do it. But my parents were very supportive. So I went to theater school, and you know, they've got a lot of different courses. They've got one in voice, they've got one in dance, they've got this and that. So you have to take it all. And one of the ones was in voice acting. So you got up in front of a microphone, you put the headphones on, and immediately I just went, oh, I love this. I love this so much. This is where I should be. I'm at home right now. I'm at home. And I really did seriously just love it. I got it. It just clicked with me somehow. And so every now and then they would bring in a guest that you got to talk to. And you could ask, you could pick their brains, and you just feel like this, I was like a surgeon, I was like a laser surgeon, a brain surgeon, a little bit this, a little bit this, a little bit this. And this guest that came in, I knew that voice. As soon as she came in, I went, oh, I know that voice of that, she's in this and this and this and this, I know that voice. And I loved it, I loved her. I sat there and I ate up every word she said. And it was amazing, and that was what really inspired me. That person just transformed what I wanted to do and made it so real. And that person is sitting right beside me.
Oh, wow.
Susan Roman.
Wow.
And she really was like my... And then years later, there I am in audition rooms with her going... And now I'm sitting beside her, I'm like, oh God, Susan Roman.
That is a very good segue. You know, when I first started to do those sessions at Linda's school, I was like 12 years old. It was amazing that they let me teach at such a young age. You know what? I love to hear that story, that doing something that I happen to think was a really great career path, and that was, doing voice work. Not only doing Sailor Moon, but I've done a lot of cartoons in my day. And I just realized, you guys, I don't know if any of you guys ever watched Beyblade or Bakugan, and Katie played Julie, and I played Oliver, which I think was your boyfriend. So I was just looking at everything online. Really? Are you sure? Oh, okay. All right. So I could have got that wrong. But I just thought, isn't that weird? We go in and we do all this stuff, and then we go home, and we kind of forget about it. And it was only when we come to places like this, and we realize, oh, hey, that was fun. And somebody actually liked it. Somebody actually watched it when they were younger. And I know that the stuff that you watch when you're younger, in my memory, was always the best. It always had the most impact. So it's just such a really neat, you said, what made you think of getting into voice work? Well, to my mind, getting into voice work was just a natural progression, because it was just such a wonderful way to be with other actors, being creative, and getting to know people, and getting to do really fun projects, and getting to kind of stretch your muscles. Because a lot of times when you're doing voiceovers, you're talking about price points. You're saying, and now for only $14.95, you too can have this incredible blouse that will fall apart in 5 minutes. It's not inspiring your soul. So when you get to do voice work in cartoons or animation, we used to call it cartoons. We don't do that anymore, of course. It's all animation or anime. We said at the border today, I work in anime. And it goes, what's that? Well, it's Japanese animation. What's that? Well, it's, it's really hard to explain to a customs official if they don't really understand. it doesn't work. But you explained, Katie,
I always go to the border excuse me, the officials and I get nervous. I'm a very, very nervous traveler. So it's always, where are you going? North Carolina. What do you do? I'm a cartoon. And it's just, that's what I do. And then all of a sudden, really? What have you been in? And then you start listing things off, and I'm having this full-on conversation with my guy, and he had an 18-month-old daughter. Oh, maybe Max and Ruby. You know, just ridiculous little things that you're running off, and all my friends are just going, sweet.
No, I always go behind Katie, and she's always like, and it's this and this and this and this is what I do, and I don't know what sounds of it, and she's just stumbling through it, and then they go, what do you do? I'm like, I'm with her. And they go, okay.
Yeah, you are.
Another question? Really?
No question.
Really?
There you go. Is it like a requirement if you want to be a voice actress? Is it required that you have to go to school, or can they pick up on it naturally?
I didn't. Oh,
No. You know what? It's a different story for all of us, and it is not a requirement at all. I think that is also one of the great things about being in the arts. That it actually, you can do this without a degree. A lot of people do start in theater school. Myself, I started when I was much younger. I started at the age of 8 on stage doing shows, and then progressed into TV and film and blah, blah, blah. But we all have kind of very speckled, different paths as far as how we get into it. And I think that is the charm of this type of career, is because there really is no rhyme or reason to it, yet we all find ourselves sitting at this table. So to answer your question, no, you don't need to do it, but it's also a really good way to get accustomed to the profession if you're not falling into it by your own divide, so.